Hey, what's going on, party people? Hey, we're going to do some live song reviews tonight. It is Wednesday night. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a good little 420. Didn't get too high, go sniffing each other's butts and shit, doing weird stuff. Bunch of stoners doing stoner shit, making weird TikToks. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But hey, guys, so tonight is going to be all about Radium Roundtable members, okay? The reason being is because these guys, they come in almost every week. They pay $5 a month, and I want to dedicate and commit some time to just reviewing their music. So if you're here and you're not a Radium Roundtable member, all good. Just try to learn something, participate, and I'm also going to be giving away a couple freebies tonight. So I'm going to be sending some money to some winners. People that are participating a lot, people that are showing love. And I'm also going to give out some free merch, right? So I dropped this a single called Stolen Love, and I got some merch made, so I want to give away some t-shirts, some mugs, some beanies. I don't know. I'm going to give away some merch. And that's coming out of my pocket for you guys because I appreciate you guys. And I always love doing these reviews, so it's awesome to come in here and say what's up. And as always, I like to start this review out by going on to Instagram and following some people. So what I want you guys to do is just drop your IG handles right here, your @, and I'm going to go on to IG and I'm going to follow some people so you guys know what to do. What's going on? It might be a light night tonight because it's just the Radium Roundtable members, but that's okay. I want to get really specific for you guys and help you guys out. What's up, Everett? How you doing, bro? No Latitude. Here we go. Super Chase. All right, so I'm going to go to my phone here, and I'm going to get into it. Going to get some follows going on, all right? Do some shout-outs for you guys because that's what it's about. Help you guys out. Get you guys some reach. All right, let's go at Super Chase. I think I already got you, bro, but let's see. At Super Chase. Oh, Super Chase. Damn, dude, look at you. Look at you, bro. You're a rapper, I know it. There you go. Bam, followed. Check out the stories. Check out some posts from Super Chase. Here we go. You can't hear any of this stuff, but, you know. All right. There we go. That's what's up. Thanks for showing love. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right, we're gonna get some likes in here. Get a couple comments. Who else? Let's get a couple other people in here. All right. Talonius Monk. I like that. That's tight. At Talonius. So I'm just following some people, giving you guys some shout-outs here. Just want to spend a little time on this. And maybe I'll give you some reposts, some likes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Dope. Followed. Bam. Let's check out his timeline here. Here we go. Doing some rock climbing. I don't know how you did that, bro. You must be Spider-Man. I don't know what the fuck. Got the fam riding this weird bull thing. Tight. Sick. Nice. Some live music. That's what's up. All right, I'm going to follow one more person here. Let's get Everett in here. 6-string 4561. All right, at 6-string. Damn, I bet you had to like put a bunch of numbers just because 6-string is probably taken by so many people. All right, everybody go follow Everett Dumas. I don't know why you have this. Do you have this private? Is that what's going on? No, you don't have any posts. Come on, Everett, get it together. Make some posts, brother. All right, that's it, guys. Just wanted to follow some people before I get started. And, yeah, let's get right into the reviews. I got some good songs in here, hopefully. I'm hoping, praying to the music gods that you guys uploaded some good shit so you don't bore everyone tonight. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys. So, followed some people. Jaqual, what's up? Shabanks. Yeah. Yeah, dude, you gotta get on it, bro. I don't know what you're doing. You're slacking. Man, nobody knows you if you ain't online, man. Get on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Go shake your butt on TikTok, because I realize, like, that's all TikTok's about now, right? It's just, like, a bunch of teenage girls shaking their ass. It's really weird. Every time I get on there, I just feel like a creep, man. Some weird shit on there. All right, let's go. Seed Squatch. I'm going to go to desktop. To the desktop, let's check out what we got for tonight. Look at this. We're going to get through everybody in the Radium Roundtable that uploaded. Thank you, guys. And let's start out with Tayundre. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's not mess around tonight.
Want you to know that you're my everything. Wanted nothing less than a diamond ring. Wanted to take you where you've never been, but my wishes weren't enough for you to let me in. Want you to stay with me and work it out, but you've been on the fence for months, always had one foot out. What can I do to make us less again? Cause if you leave me, I know I can never love again. You decided to do other things. Can't believe that you would throw away the time that we had spent together. And now we're meant to be forever. Something that I can't explain. Can make you do some crazy things. Your love is so intoxicating. And how could you leave me waiting? I thought that I would be the one for you. I thought that I could be the person you could run into. I'd even broken down my walls for you, but you never seem to get. I thought that I would be enough for you, but I guess I had done too much to make it comfortable. You left me high and dry for something new. Did you ever truly get? Want you to know that you're my everything. Wanna be with you more than anything. Wanted to buy a ring and bend to me, but I guess that you and I were never meant to be. And now my heart's all broken. You're the only one can put me together again. If I could, I promise I would trade it all in. If I meant that I could be in your arms again. You decided to do other things. Can't believe that you would throw away the time that we had spent together. And now we're meant to.
All right, let's get some feedback going right away. All right, so the balances, the levels on the balances are just kind of off for me, right? Like, first of all, the kick drum and the snare, like, the kick drum's really loud, right? Like, it's like, poof, poof, you know, like, it's just, it's cool to have a big kick drum, but you still gotta, the track has to sound big. Like, it sounds really small to me. It sounds mono and small and, like, right in the center, and all I can hear is the drums, and I want to hear the vocal more. I think the reverb is like just off. I'm doing a mixing on a budget series, and I just did a video module on creating spacious and deep vocals, and this is a great example of how not to do it. And I think if you picked up the Mix on a Budget series, you're going to learn a lot just from that one module on exactly what sound you're going for, because that's exactly the vocal I create in that module. And it's all using Waves Gold Bundle, right? So it's like $10 a month. It's like stupid cheap. You can buy the whole Waves Gold Bundle for like $150 or something. So I like the track. I like the vocal singing and stuff. I just really think like the mix is just so far off. You're like 40% there with the mix. This could easily escalate another 60%, get way better with a nice mix and master. So if you do need mixing and mastering, hit me up. We can help you out here at Radium. Be happy to. And because you're a Radium Roundtable member and you're already like paying the $5 a month, I know you're committed. So I'd be happy to consider this track or anything you got going on as, you know, a project that we would take on. I really like the R&B vibes. I love the guitar. I'm not hearing enough of the guitar. The bass line, I'm not hearing enough of the bass line. The vocals are buried out in you know, I don't know what's going on with the vocals. They don't actually even sound recorded very well either. So that's going to be a big issue. You're never going to be able to fix a bad recording. So this is definitely like, you know, this guy is like, you know, Super Chase, he's telling you exactly what it is. Like, you have to invest in the song. You have to invest in the mixing and in engineering. You might have a local guy mixing or doing something for you or a friend or something. They're just not hitting the mark. They're far off. They don't have the experience. I can tell you that right now. Okay, so this could be much improved with a mix. And once I think you get this mixed and mastered, you're going to have a song that you're really proud of. But not only that, you're going to find out all your weaknesses in the performance. Because I can't really give you feedback on the performance because I can't hear it well enough. Like, it's just... Like, you can't really tell if you're really, like, getting it or not, you know? I like the melodies, and I like the vibe and the feel, and it's mellow and R&B and shit, and I like that. But you're not really, like, going to get the listener's attention, I don't think, with this one. So... I'm going to move on. I think that's a dope track that you should definitely invest in, Tyandra. It definitely can come up, like, massively. So, let's move on. We got Seed Squatch. I actually have mixed this one. This is Humpty Conspiracy from Seed Squatch. So, yeah, it's funny that you uploaded this, Seed Squatch. So, we'll let you guys listen and see what you think about the track.
King's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Yeah, all the king's horses and all of his men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Some people say he fell. I think they pushed him in. Why'd it have to be this way? You know he was my friend. Yeah, people came.
Yo, gotta pause to say shout out. Thank you so much, Lauren. I appreciate the super chat. It means so much, dude. Honestly, keeps me going, bro. So I appreciate you. Let's get back into it.
From miles away, just to see him dead. So I bought some super glue and invited all my friends. Yeah, and all the king's horses and all of his men couldn't put Humpty back together again.
Hey, cool tune, man. Appreciate the super chat as well, bro. You're the man. Always fun working with Seed Squatch. He sends some crazy shit, and we just try to make it a record. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always the plan. It's like, you know, I've done all styles of music, so it's always fun to like work on a hip hop track, then work on a trap track, and then work on an R&B jam, and then work on some like funk, and then work on some blues and some crazy shit like some Seed Squatch singer-songwriter, folk, acoustic, rock and roll type shit. So it's always fun, man. Like that's the best part about being a mixing engineer, right? Is like you just get to be involved in all genres, all styles, all records, and just make shit cool and like put a footprint on it. So great work. I think Seed Squatch, like I got a few notes for you on this track, but I feel like it's a little, you know, because I know where this track is, it's a little too late to really like go into them. But it really has a lot to do with the drums. I felt like the drums were like a little too loose. They were just kind of like, they weren't locked in on a lot of parts. And of course, like doing that in editing would just destroy the song. It would destroy like what it is. But I think next time you track something like this, you really got to like lock in the groove of the drums and the bass. There was a lot of like little things for me because I mixed this. I saw it like in the grid and on Pro Tools and all that. There were a lot of things that were just like a little too sloppy for me. That could definitely be tightened up with drums. You know, because there's a lot going on with the drums. It's just yeah, like the beginning, like No Latitude is saying like the beginning drums. The beginning drums kind of feel like they're off-putting. They're like, you know, and there's just like some flamming and stuff that I didn't like in there. But that could be a stylistic choice as well to do like some sloppy kind of funk, you know, like it feels like late 60s, you know, Hendrix kind of shit, which is cool, right? It's a vibe, but just some stuff just needs to like come tighten up. And then it's funny, I actually saw a note here from Lauren up here where he's saying, yo, nice background vocals, bring them up. It's funny because we actually had them up, the first mix I did, and when I sent it to Seed Squatch, he sent me back the note of bring the background vocals down. So there you go, you know, opinions of the people making the music, right? He wasn't high during exactly. You need to smoke some of that good stuff if you're gonna be getting on the drums like that. But yeah, man, great track. I love it. I think it's super fun. It's funky. It's fun. It's like, you know, I think all ages are gonna like that shit. Kids are gonna love it, you know, because it kind of has like that old school rhyme and the King's Horses and the Humpty thing going on, and you know, it just kind of takes me back too, because like I kind of grew up on that kind of stuff. The whole like Humpty Dumpty and you know, fairy tales, and I mean, what do you call that? You guys know what I'm talking about. There's like all those books when I was a little kid, and like your parents had them, and you know, whatever. But anyway, yo, appreciate you so much, Trey True. Really, seriously, thank you so much, dude. $5 goes a long way, and appreciate you, Robert. Thanks so much, guys. Honestly, means a lot. So I'm going to move on. We're going to go to Jaquel here. I hope I'm saying that right. Quail. Yeah, I think Jaquel. Okay. We got a little video as well, or maybe some artwork or something. Let's tap in.
Go pop your shit, boy.
So hard.
Yeah, so I'll be real, like after 36 seconds of this, I would have just skipped it. I would have thought it was just instrumental. So I think it might be good to trim that fat at the beginning for sure. You can't be doing that nowadays, especially now with like a hip hop shit like this. And then also maybe like give us some ad libs or like a little, you know, intro to the vocal. You kind of did some yelling here. I think that was like a tag though. I would give us like some sort of intro for about 20 seconds with a little like, yeah, here's a story about whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then come in. But let's keep going.
Y'all niggas really killing me. Say that you my man, but you not around, they envy me. Designer the fashion, and I already fucked them hoes. You tryna wife if you could take my bitch, then I know she wasn't right. Drip so hard, Fendi, Louis, Prada, got my babe suit on. With Balenciagas, I can't chase no one. Really cause I'm heartless, I can't chase no one. Really cause I'm heartless. Stack it up, you know we on demons, I'm in acting up. Don't fuck with a bag, that's a bag you lost. Any bitch is mad, yeah they mad as fuck, cause my bag is up. Don't act like you ain't want me when I was down. Now I'm up, look at her, she wanna fuck now. I'm getting money, I just bought me a new bust down. What that nigga blue face said, she gon' bust down. Please don't break my heart, don't tear me apart. I know how it starts, trust me, I've been broken. But shit can really get real. I pull up with Rick Grimes, I'm feeling just like a zombie. Cause I'm smoking that Zod, like I can get real. And I got nigga beside me, and you know he be wildin', and you know that's a homicide. Bankroll, gotta know it's Fago. All these bitches wanna fuck me, cause I'm paid now. They ain't really wanna show no love, but look, I'm bossed up, yeah, I get what I want. I do it all for my guys, you will not understand what I see when I open my eyes. I've been through rains, I've been through storms, yeah, niggas survive. I've been through rains, I've been through storms, yeah, niggas survive. I'm ever gonna fall in love, I know it's gonna be you. Y'all niggas really killing me. Say that you my man, but when you not around, they envy me. Designer the fashion, and I already fucked them hoes. You tryna wife if you could take my bitch, and I know she wasn't right. Please don't break my heart, don't tear me apart. I know how it starts, trust me, I've been broken before.
Cool, man. It's a vibe. I think, you know, a few things that can really like make this a record. Yeah, like, see, this is like my biggest issue right there. Like, if you wait 36 seconds to hear this, I'd be disappointed. So, yeah, like, take the intro, chop it up, you know. Yeah, let's just pop a little more of this and love the in beat and how the fuck the hose. Not my style. I'm a bit dated. Gotcha. Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. It's like it has a fresh sound to it, but the vocals like aren't really sitting right. Like your vocals are really thinned, which is fine, but they don't sit in the track. It sounds like you cut them on top of a 2-track, you know, beat, which doesn't sound like a record. It never will. You know, I mean, you can get it pretty close to sound like a record, but most people will be able to tell in the industry. Yo, I appreciate you, Lauren. Always appreciate you. And I think one of your tracks is coming up pretty soon here, so hyped for it. So yeah, more mixing, really. Like mixing, mastering is what this track really needs. It needs that glue. And also, like, I know like the style of what you're doing is kind of like rapping ahead of the beat and shit. And that's cool. Like, I don't mind that. Like, you're getting ahead of the beat, which, you know, it's kind of like a more fresh thing, I think. But I'd like to hear it kind of like split the difference. I think it's a little too ahead of the beat, which is kind of distracting. It kind of makes you feel, it makes you sound a little more amateur when you get ahead of the beat like that. When you're doing the rap stuff here, like here. Like, I mean, most of the time you're like really going off and you're talking and rapping. You're just kind of getting ahead of the beat and it just doesn't sound right to me.
Really cause I'm heartless, I can't chase no one. Really cause I'm heartless. Stack it up, you know we on demons, I'm in act.
And the reason that starts to sound amateur is because it starts to sound like you really like cut and punch and cut and punch and cut and punch on every single line. And when it sounds like you cut and punch and cut and punch and you edit in every single line, it sounds like you were like going, okay, hit record. And then you're like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you're like, okay, hit record again. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then hit record again. Because I'm a da-da-da-da. And then you're punching like every single line, which doesn't really make it flow enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I would tighten up is your timing on your delivery. But it's hard, man. Like, that kind of style where you're still kind of like, you know, you're really swinging your vocal. It's like a new thing, right? Like, you know, some rappers can do like really hang back and kind of be off the beat and it's a vibe. And then some rappers can like get ahead of the beat and it's a vibe. But I think a lot of the times when you're ahead of the beat and you stay ahead of the beat and it always feels that way and it feels rushed, you kind of lose the vibe and you lose the pocket. And it just starts to feel kind of just punched and punched and punched and punched. And yeah, I just don't think that it's like, it's ear friendly, you know, and it doesn't sound like a record. Like, you know, even if you listen to a DaBaby record or something, because, you know, he's like he's on the top right now, you know what I'm saying, as far as like rappers and shit. Or Ian Dior, or, you know, any of these guys that like do the melodic stuff, like they're in pockets, like they're always in pockets. Even when they start flowing, like, and they do the triplets and stuff, they're swinging, like their time is just impeccable. And you got to get in that world where you're like drummer impeccable, right? If you're gonna do that, otherwise just fucking don't do it. Just stay on the beat, right? But otherwise, I think this is a cool track. I think it's like it's very original. It has some originality to it. Your vocal has like an original sound to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a really cool timbre, which I like a lot. I think you just keep working on your craft and like dialing in your timing in your pocket. And then also like on the melody, like when you're doing the hook, I don't really think the panning works. I think that's too much, man. Like, you don't need to be doing that shit. I would keep the vocal centered and I would do like other effects like delay throws or something. But that's my personal taste, like being a mixing engineer. I want to hear this turn into a record. So that's what I would do as a mix engineer, is I would just give you star power, and then I'd have the other things like going into the like, you know, deep and like wide and like effects splashing and shit, rather than trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna pan the vocal back and forth. Like that's just kind of lame, and you're gonna lose the vocal if you're like playing this in any club or somewhere where there's speakers. Like, you don't want that to happen. Yo, thank you so much, Everett. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys doing a super chat for me. Really, really means a lot, guys. Like, it helps me be able to do these and like get in here and really help you guys out. But yeah, man, it's a lot of just like going back and like making more songs. Just like create as much as you can. Come in here, get feedback from other industry professionals. You know, getting feedback from your friends is kind of a good idea, I think. You know, but only if they listen to this kind of music. And then just get feedback like from them, like, yo, this is hard, or like, this is dope. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them aren't going to be able to like be like, yo, dude, so you know, that 2K area is like a little weird and you should bring more body in your vocal. They're not going to tell you that kind of stuff, or that you're rapping ahead of the beat too much or whatever. But yeah, man, awesome. Good track. We'll move on to the next one. We got Lauren. Let's hit it.
Feels like
Awesome, man. Super dope. I really like the vibe. I think you nailed the vibe. I think it's like super on point for what you're trying to do here. Very, very cool. I love the bam 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 bam. Like that's really cool for me. I think that's like a super catchy little hooky element, which would be cool to like hear some other things doing that as well. Like maybe you even have like a vocal doing that thing, you know. But some feedback. Obviously, I think like for what you're going for, you're like pretty close to it. But I think like you're 30% like off, like as far as the mix goes. Okay, and the reason being is there's no way like people are gonna listen that long if they can't understand anything you're saying. They're gonna be like, what? It's like, you know, it's just like super distorted, and it's a total vibe. But you have to make sure that people can at least hear what you're saying. Otherwise, it's like, what am I listening to, right? It is kind of like an instrumental in that sense, where if you don't care what anyone hears like through the vocals, which you just like literally took your audience, you went like, here's my audience, and the audience that would like this. People that like the Strokes, people that like this band, people that like Jack White, White Stripes, blah, 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 right? You just went like this. Okay, let's go to here. You just narrowed your niche market so narrow that it's going to be really hard for a lot of listeners to like jump onto this and grab onto it. Just telling you from a market viability standpoint. They're just going to be like, I don't understand what he's saying. It sounds cool. It's a vibe. Maybe this is playing in the background, or it's like a sync licensing thing, like background of like a punk club, or like, you know, an indie club, or, you know, hipster bar or some shit like that. It would work. It'd be cool. But as far as like a record holding out on its own, I think you really gotta dial in the mix. You gotta make sure you can hear the vocals and hear what you're saying at least a little bit. I can't hear one word you're saying in this. I can't understand any of it. But it's cool. And I also think like you can bring the drums up a little bit more, their impact, and you can bring the bass, like the impact of the bass and the drums up a little bit. And the guitars like the actual rhythm guitars, they just don't feel like chunky enough for me, and like they're coming through enough. I love the electric, the lead that you have on here. It's incredible. I think that the tone is perfect. I think you have it super dialed in, but I would build everything up to what that is. I'd build the whole track up to what that electric lead is doing, and just make sure that the vocals are somewhat intelligible. You know what I'm saying? But it's dope, man. I think it's a great track. I think you got a great vibe on it. It gets a little repetitive. I think you can shorten it as far as the arrangement. I don't think it needs to be that long. Like, you know, you got 3.5 minutes. I think you could get it down to 3 minutes, to be honest, and keep the solo even, right? I think it's just like repeating so much that it just kind of gets lost. So awesome, dude. Good work. Appreciate you submitting. All right, Shaw Banks, take over. Let's go.
Uh-huh. 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 I'm cooking up, I'm in the lab, welcome to my laboratory. I'm about to show you a new world, this is my cave allegory. I'm shining bright just like the sun, so no, you cannot ignore me. And please do not compare us, you're not in my category. This is a takeover, it's a hostile takeover. So you better run for cover or you're gonna get swept up. I'm a different breed, I'm supernatural like a mermaid. Everything I try gon' hit somebody called Teen Titans. Yeah, I know you probably never heard of me, well you gonna know me now. I'm coming with explosive force, I'm about to blow this whole shit down. I've been just laying low to open doors.
All right, there's a lot of problems with this track, and I'm just gonna like get right into it, right? Yeah, the first thing is the intro. You can't do that, bro. That ain't gonna work. Like, what are you doing? What is this? Yeah, I'm right here. This is my microphone. Like, it's like you're testing the microphone. It's like someone came up and was like, this beat's coming in. They're like, testing the microphone. Like a live sound guy or something, you know what I mean? Ah, here I come. You know, I just think that's like, nah. Your energy is like so low on your performance, it's killing me, bro. Like just bring it up, man. Like, get yourself pumped up. Do some push-ups or something, bro. Like, you know, do some jumper jacks. Be like, hoo, 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 all right, I'm gonna jumping jacks, and then be like, all right, I'm coming in the flow. Like, yeah, I got my flow. Like, to perform it, dude. Act like you're on a stage and there's 10,000 people and they're like, yo, what's he gonna do? And you're like, yeah, here I come and I'm gonna get you. I'm a bad dude. I'm gonna come and get you. Like, no, bro. Nobody's gonna buy that. People are gonna be like, boo, get off the stage. What the fuck are you doing? Go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta perform, bro. Like, we call it recording artist because it's such an art to record. And you can perform live, that's one thing, but recording, like being an artist at the microphone and holding your breaths in and controlling your diaphragm and knowing when to go into your throat, all that stuff, you got to learn performance, bro. Like, you got to practice. You got to cut so many records. There's also a punch here where you totally just punch blatantly and you didn't even try to like hide it. Like, listen to how different the vocal gets right here.
I try gon' hit somebody called Teen Titans. Yeah, I know you probably never heard of me. Well, you gon' know me now. I'm coming with explosive force. I'm about to blow this whole shit down. I've been just laying low to open doors. I've been up on. I'm a different breed. I'm so broke. I'm feeling stoked. And
like, you can't have a different vocal chain, different volume levels, different everything, and just all of a sudden have a new vocal style come in. That just it just sounds terrible, right? Like, it makes everybody go like, what are we listening to? And I think for the most part, people make it like 15 seconds into this, might even just hear this intro and skip it, you know, like this.
Uh-huh.
I would have skipped right there. So what are we, 6 seconds in? Okay, I'm out of here. So, you know, it's dope. Like, I like your flow. Like, I think you have a cool flow on it. It sounds too written to me. It sounds like you're like reading off of, yeah, I wrote it on my phone and I'm doing it, you know? So it's just, it has a vibe. Like, you just got to practice, bro. Like, you gotta go in and you gotta make 50,000 of these. Like, go in and make 100 tracks just like this and just make them, crank out, write new track. You know, it's like the Bruce Lee thing. You got to practice that one kick 1,000 times. Just make this track 1,000 times over. And then I think you'll be to a point where you're like, yo, I got this. You know? Yeah, it sounds like 2 different sessions. I agree. But yeah, man, get back to work. Get back to the studio right now. All right, Tall Est, I guess. Crazy, No Latitude, Unmastered. Let's roll. Yeah, I like the beat. I think it's like a total vibe. Like, you had me kind of just like chill, like really made me feel like a certain way, which I love, man. Like, you know, if music moves you And I don't mean like, yo, this is really gonna make me cry, or this is gonna make me, fucking get up and dance. Like, it's gotta move you like into a certain feeling, right? And I think like what you've done here is you got me in a feeling, right? Like, you got me in like, yo, I wanna like light up a joint with like someone I just love hanging out with that knows me really well, and I just wanna like chill with them and talk shit and hang out, right? Like, it's totally lounge, like chill vibe, which I love that, right? The vocals, like, it's just so hard. Like, the vocals are so tucked. They're so like reverbed out. They're so like secondary to the track. It almost feels like the vocals are kind of like a sample within the track. And like, I'm waiting for the actual vocals to come on, if that makes sense. Like, I'm like, oh, there's this like, crazy. It like feels like a vocal sample rather than like a vocal performance. It doesn't feel like it can hold itself on its own. So that being said, you can use these vocals that you have, just like they need to be mixed differently. I think you should try a different mixing technique, make them more in your face a little bit more, and have like the reverbs floating in the back that are going to give that spaciousness. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I like the vibe overall. I think overall, like, the beat has a really cool vibe. I just think the vocals are really the problem. Like, they're detached from the track. They're so secondary. They're like not even important, you know? You know, it's like, I don't know what I'm listening to. I don't know if this is like, smooth jazz at 7 p.m. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it could be a cool record, and it could get there. Yo, see ya, Rodlin. Thanks for coming through, bro. God bless. And it's like when you're looking at this stuff, you got to think like, where does this go? Where does it fit? And maybe this fits in sync licensing, right? Like, maybe this fits in a show in the background, like while people are like hanging out and they're like smoking a joint and like talking, or like girls flirting with guys sort of thing, or a sex scene. Like, it definitely feels like a sex scene, right? So you got to find a place for it, because it definitely has a feel and a vibe, which is great. So good work, man. It's like really smooth and nice. And the female vocalist on it, she sounds good. Like, she just needs to be like mixed in right. Also, there's some pitch problems in there. Like, when I hear the like, it's like, what is happening there? Someone okay? Like, someone needs some help there. Yeah. I mean, great track, dude. Like, it's got a vibe, and you're like starting to lock in on that vibe. It's got to be a mix issue mainly, and then performance stuff, I don't know. Until you mix it, I have no idea. And that's the other thing. Like, modern music has gotten so mix reliant, and so sonics and like the sonic of the record so reliant on that you can't even tell if the performance is good or not unless it's like really mixed well and it's ready to present, So it's a hard thing. But let's move on. Good work, man. Thank you for submitting. Really appreciate it. We're going to get through everybody tonight, just so you guys know. All right, Everett, let's roll, man. I'm excited to hear it.
I don't want to dream alone. Take my hand, we're flying. I don't want to dream alone. We never will stop trying. Our arms stretched wide, we dream we were flying. Running wild, we're bleeding and crying. Mom and dad saying, kids, cool your jets. We roared, we soared, we'll never forget. I don't wanna dream alone. Take my hand, we're flying. I don't wanna dream alone. We never will stop trying. A rock star shredding the licks. You were a chef stirring soup with a stick. I wore a cape, you wore an apron, running around in our imaginations. I don't wanna dream we had a little more time. We still hold hands, we dream and we fly. I don't wanna dream alone. Take my hand, we're flying. I don't wanna dream alone. We never will stop trying. This could be a matter of life or death. There's a weight on your chest and you can't catch your breath. The doctor says we need to do some tests. You're lying there, dying there, hooked to machines. Your dreams are all memories. Stay here with me. Please stay here with me.
Yo, thank you, Robert. Now I got enough money to get some stash wax. Appreciate that for the wax. I knew you were gonna say that. I had it locked in, man. I knew where that was coming. I knew where that was going. Hey, my computer just like randomly disconnected from the internet, and then I realized like the internet was just down. So sorry about that. That was a poopy time. Real poopy time for everyone. My wife made me so that the $5 is easy to come. Well, there you go. Hey, I'm going to finish up this review because I got my internet back and I got a couple more tracks left. So I'm here. The suspense is killing me. And I think... No. I was just trying to keep you hanging in suspense the whole time. No, I had serious internet problems like never before. All right, so Everett Drum, we're gonna get back to it. I'm glad you're still here, even if it's just you, because that's what this feedback's for. So sorry, my internet literally took a shit on me. It shit the bed. All right, so my first feedback is that I don't really think that the drums work. I think the snare drum mainly is like not working for me.
Our arms stretched wide, we dream we were flying, running wild.
I feel like maybe just the whole drum kit is just kind of off to me. But that's okay. Like, you know, you're using samples and stuff. I would use some parallel compression in there just to kind of get it to like, you know, breathe a little bit more. It needs more like punch, it needs more fatness in the snare. Yo, appreciate that. That's awesome, dude. You're the man. Always love a good $5. So like the drums themselves are just like the sonics aren't like there for me on this song. I want more like boom, you know, like thud, like punch out of the snare drum, the poof, you know, I don't know how to say it without just saying the frequency. So anywhere from like 100 hertz to like 300 hertz, you need more of that punch, right? More of that fatness in the snare, that boom, that thud, right? Because all I'm getting is like this little spitty like top-end thing, which just really doesn't work for me on this track because it's like such a bold track. I don't want to dream alone, you know. And there's a lot of stuff going on in like the vocal effects and the low mids area with all the instruments, and they're just clogging each other up. This really needs a mix. Like if you got a mix and master on this, you could totally like see what you got, see what you're working with, right? I would definitely you know, that whole thing that you're doing, I would really like play that with a real guitar and like get that sound like not so synth sounding, because it's cool, but it's like you either gotta like really sound design that more or maybe just layer it with like a live electric, right? The live electric kind of playing with it, you know? Like make it more human a little bit. But if you layered it maybe with a real guitar as well, that could work. You know, electric guitar, pretty clean, kind of like phased out, funky kind of vibes. And then the vocal mix is like just not right for me. But one thing you can do like right now to improve it is just de-ess the vocals, right? Grab a de-esser, look around like 5,500 to 7K, I think is probably where your S's are hitting. For me, it's like probably like 53 to 58, somewhere around there. And just de-ess that area, you know, grab some of that, take some of that out, because you get real sibilance on there, you know. And then the effects are kind of like making that sibilance pop out even more, because like bright reverbs do that, right? And any delay kind of stuff. I love what you're doing with the little like funky section where you have the panning vocal kind of thing. I think that needs to, you just got to go further into that. You really got to make that a vibe. But again, these are like mix notes, things you can do in the mix. You know, I could definitely pull all this stuff off for you and make this a really cool track. You know, I'm very, very literate when it comes to this sound and like what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. So good job, man. Like, it's come a long way. I really like it. I think it's a vibe. It kind of reminds me of like Bowie. It's very Bowie-esque to me. You know, Ziggy Stardust kind of stuff. I really like it. I think it's dope. And it just needs a good mix, good sonics, you know, like everything's just got to like meld together, and like the dimensions have to fly, and you got to clean up those low mids and get the drums, you know, playing better and like feeling cooler, you know. I would even just like layer the drums up with some like cool samples and like make it a little more modern touch to it. You know, cool stuff like that would like really take this to the next level. But let's go on. Let's move on. And thanks for submitting, Everett, honestly. And you're doing this second song creation challenge, I'm assuming. If you are, I'm excited to hear what you got. And we'll probably be doing a Zoom call tomorrow to just go over everybody's loops and arrangements that you got so far, because I can't wait to give you guys feedback on that stuff. All right, and let's get into Super Chase. Go featuring Marissa.
I don't wanna go, baby, just listen. Oh, I'm not on my own. I don't wanna go, baby, just listen. Oh, I'm not on my own.
I've been thinking for a while, maybe we could go and chill. I just heard about this spot, it's only up there in the Ville. Only know you for some months and somehow this shit gets so real. Yeah, tell me how you feel, yeah, tell me how you feel. I ain't know the price of love until you came to make a deal. It's too much up on my brain to be the same or lay my deal. It's a smile on my face like any time that I'ma see it. Yeah, we could go and chill, yeah, we could go and chill. I've been at you for a while now. Look at me, you see you no other in any competition with me. I done put them to slumber, it's easy. Call up my number and talk if you really don't believe me. But you should see these numbers, they talking, I'ma be the greatest in the world, greatest with my girl. Put the competition to the side, let's watch this shit unfurl. Got a lot of shit up on my mind, let's see what's on yours. And if our thoughts really connect, let's come correct and make it work. So
I don't wanna go, baby, just listen. Oh, I'm not on my own. I don't wanna go, baby, just listen. Oh, I'm not on my own. Listen, oh, I'm
Very cool, man. I think this vibe is really dope, Super Chase. Like, you have something that's like really kind of has hybrid sounds in it. It definitely has like a modern vibe to it, which I love. Like, I think putting the female vocalist on there is really cool. Such a vibe. I think she needs to sit in the track a little bit more. I think she should really feel like a lot more smooth, not as hyper compressed and not as like mid high heavy. You know, I don't think she needs to sound like that. I think she needs to sound really smooth and buttery and silky. And yeah, it's cool. It's like she's cool. It's like just like a little over compressed for my taste for the actual vocal in this track. Your vocal then sounds like kind of small compares to hers. Like it's kind of like a come in, and it has a lot to do with like your timbre, because you kind of sit down here and you got this kind of vibe that sits right in between your throat and your chest, you know, and it's just like makes you sound like less star power, like you're not that important in the track. Like she's really important, and then what you're saying is like, oh yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. So I'd like your vocal to be more star power front and center and filled out in the center and crispy and like dominant, and like you're the dominant character in here, or at least that you're like an equal partner in this track, right? So a lot of this is mixed stuff, man. Like you get a mix done, like really get a mix done. You have certain elements mixed and they sound great, but a mix is really about all the elements coming together, right? Your kick drum is not glued to the track. It doesn't feel like when it comes in, it just feels like, what is that kick drum? It's like maybe even the wrong sound, but it needs some shaping. Like you got to shape it. You know, it's like it's almost not round enough. It's like too slappy. Has like a little click at the top, like the 4K area. I just feel like that needs to be really like, poof, 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 you know, like just like feeling pillowy and like just kind of like gooey at the bottom. So you can let that vocal just really speak and get really vibey. But yeah, there's just like a couple elements like that I really hear that can be improved. But a lot of this stuff is like mix notes, bro. Like, you know, mix master notes, get your stuff really like leveled, like really tighten the sounds in. You got the little tom fill area, and it's like a little too loud, but it's also kind of like just too like high MIDI. I like to hear that more like tape saturated and just like feel like warm and in the track. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right, and it also kind of steps on your vocals there. I've been begging for a while. Like before that, you're like, I've been begging. Like I can't even, you know, I can't make out what you're doing because there's this clack, 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 you know, on top of it. So just be careful of that stuff. You got to make everything just kind of gel and meld into the song so that you're not hearing these sounds, you're just more feeling them. All right, last one I'm going to do tonight. Good work, Super Chase. I love the vibe, love the track. Make it a record. Go all the way with it. All right, Soundbox, let's go. Piece of My Heart. This is a cover. Chuck Lideker, Grace Lideker. Let's roll.
Feel
All right, so this is like really hard on the ears. And the reason I think that is because you're trying to make the vocals like really come through the track by like adding and like making them like brighter and doing like this weird phase thing and all this stuff that's just kind of like a little unnecessary, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're trying to do too much when you may not have the skills to do that thing. So let's rewind. The track is really cool, and your daughter like has an incredible voice. I think she has a really cool voice, but I really don't think like the mix, the recording, what you got going on here is really doing it any justice whatsoever, because it's really hard to listen to, but it's also really hard to hear like her tonality and like what she has in her body of her voice and the throat and the mids, and like it's hard to tell because it's all just kind of like sweeped out and over processed, right? And I think a lot of the reason why you're doing that is because simple panning can go a really long way, dude. Like you have the guitar like where it's really up the front, like the like electric distorted mid-range heavy all the way up to probably 8K, right? You're just taking up all that frequency space with an electric guitar right in the middle. So your vocals, you're like doing this weird stuff trying to get it around that problem. It's a little busy, is what Trey True says, but it's like it's okay to be busy as long as every instrument has its place in the mix and on the sound field, right? So one thing you could easily do to just make this better right away is pan your electric guitar, like, and do stereo electric guitars if you have to, and do like one left, one right, do a double of the rhythm, and just get them out of the center and get the mid stuff and the heavy mid stuff that really like from 1K all the way up to about 5K, like start to clear that middle area out for the vocal, so you can put that vocal back in the center and keep it tight and keep it where we can hear it and it's on top of the track a little bit, not just kind of weird and buried and skewed in the track, which is really awkward to listen to. But then it's also like up high because you're making it brighter and brighter and brighter. And when you make something brighter and brighter and brighter, it moves up in the spectrum. Like I'm on 3-way monitors, but most any good system that's going to play like that, it's going to sound like the vocals up here. So yeah, it's just really important that you get this mixed right. Think more subtractive than additive with everything. Right? So get rid of stuff like frequencies, pan things out, get things out of the middle so you can put your vocal in the middle. The vocal needs to be in the middle, right? So that's about it, man. Like these are all mixed notes. Obviously this is a cover. The drums like feel like they need to be more punchy and more like you can feel them rather than you just hear the top and you hear the, all the fills and stuff. But I think it's great. Like she's got a great voice. I think you're doing too much, to be honest. Like that's what I hear. I don't think that, I think you're like overdoing processing, you know what I mean? So you don't need to do that. Yo, Trey, I appreciate that, bro. It means a lot. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Trey, I got to find your track because you're the last one tonight, but I don't see it in here. So this is the YT Live Music Review RR members folder. And just so you know how to do this, you basically just go to the community tab in here, right? You go to, oops, I don't even need to go there. So you go here and you go to community. You'll see this on your perks page. And then you'll see that I have a link right here. You're going to click on that link and then you're going to upload your song. Add files from computer. Go find your song, upload it. That's it, right? Okay, open. Bam, right? Upload. That's it. And you're done. And then I can see that in this folder right here, but I don't see your name or your song or anything. You said it says RR Acoustic, but there's nothing in here that has anything to do with you. So you got to go there. You got to go to the community tab and you got to upload your track to that link. Yeah, that's it. You resent it from an email. That's not going to help me. Everett. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you, bro. Really appreciate it. So Trey, you're part of the Radium Roundtable. Just go to YouTube and go find the link on the community tab, and just waiting on you to do that, and then we'll get into it. We'll get into that last one. In the meantime, I want to show you guys a single that I just dropped. Self-promotion. This, if you guys haven't heard it, is Stolen Love, and I dropped it on the 16th, so just not even a week ago. Here we go. Jam out while we wait on Trey. Trey True.
You played with my heart, I gave it again. Dance floor is empty, baby, where have you been? Pouring all the same shots, baby, again. Feels like it's over, it's over. Maybe I should stay, maybe things will change. Maybe I will find a way to just get over it. Too down to go, you're up for games. But baby, for now, go on, don't waste it. Calm down for the afternoon, she's giving that attitude. Stolen love, it's stolen love. Keep pulling in my heart, the waiting is so hard. Stolen love, you stolen love. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 shots in deep, baby, save me from this scene now. Turn the lights down low, go and take it slow. You steal the show, so fine now. Wandered in all alone, looking down at your phone. Make him wait outside for the first time. He's down to go. You're up for games, baby. For now, go on, don't waste it. Calm down for the afternoon. Keep giving that attitude. Stolen love, it's stolen love. Keep pulling at my heart. The waiting is so hard. Stolen love, you stolen love. Calm down for the afternoon. She giving that attitude. Stolen love, you stolen love. Keep pulling at my heart. The waiting is so hard. Stolen love, you stolen love. You stolen all your love, baby, 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 baby. All the games you play.
See, I just made you listen to it. Yeah, that's what you get to do when you host the show, right? When you're working your ass off, you get to play your music too. All right, hey, thank you guys seriously though for all the support behind the song. Thank you so much for playing it, streaming it, sharing it. It means so much, man. You guys have no idea. Yo, the soundbox. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Man, that's massive, dude. You have no idea. You know how many streams I have to get $10, bro? You gotta do like 50,000 streams to get $10 off streaming royalties. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy numbers, just insane. Thank you so much, Everett. Seriously, yeah, I'm getting good feedback for it, and I really appreciate that. It makes me want to make more. All right, let's get into the last one tonight. Trey True, thanks for sticking around, guys. Appreciate you guys, and hopefully this was cool, right? Hopefully you guys liked it. Yes, quintessential pop. That's what I'm saying. Super pop, man. Like, you know, just feel good vibes. That's all I care about. Let's go, man.
Yeah, girl, you got so much patience. I can't wait till I'm through to make it to you. Cause you're smooth operating. Got me listening to Sade hits. If I don't see you on occasion, without you around, I'm bound to the ground. Girl, I'm stuck to the pavement. I need your elevation. Yeah. You're the fuel to my.
All right, so Trey, what do you want notes on exactly? Because I want to know how I can help you improve, because you got a long way to go, right? And I want to help you get to the next step, not like I don't want to talk about like 50 steps from where you're at right now. So, are you looking for feedback on the production? Did you produce the track, like the beat and everything? Are you looking for feedback on the singing and songwriting and the recording? Let's focus on maybe two things. You know what I'm saying? Just give me two things, because there's a lot. There's a ton of things that need work on this. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the best feedback I possibly can. So let me know. There might be a little delay here, so I'll wait for you. Okay, production and vocal mix. All right. Yeah, let's focus on those two things. I don't want to go too far or too deep on anything, because it's not going to help you. Okay, so production-wise, you have to think about the elements you're putting together, and you have to find elements that work together really well. Meaning, don't reinvent the wheel, right? Like, drum kits, bass, and guitar has made up bands for centuries. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think very, very simple. Like, what does the bass do? The bass holds down the low end, right? Low end, low mids, but it also holds down the groove. It's like the feeling of the track. Boom, 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 do do boom, doom, do 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 do. Like stuff you don't really hear, but you feel like a rhythmic thing. You feel a pulse to the bass line, not just the drums. This track is like lacking a bass line altogether. So what you're getting is this huge kick drum that's detached from the synth sound that you have in there, that's detached from the ukulele, that's detached from the vocal. They're all in their own worlds, right? They're all just like all out in outer space, like playing in different bands. So it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? So when I play this,
Spaceship, you let me go where no man's gone before. On and jump in my spaceship, and we ain't when you're around. You let me go where no man's gone before.
yeah, there's just like no bass line to me. I can't even hear the bass line. If you have a bass in there, it doesn't exist, right? So there's nothing holding down the groove, and the groove is like the fundamental to a song like this. The reason it's so fundamental is because you're starting the beginning with a rhythm. Dun, 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 dun. You have to find your rhythm. If you don't find a rhythm that you can kind of lock in on, like for example, if I'm going da 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 da, the drums need to go do 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 do, or do 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 do, right? You have to think about how that's going to hold down a pocket. Right now, your kick drum and your bass drum and your ukulele and everything, they don't have a pocket. They're like doing different things. You know what I mean? Like when the kick drum comes in with this ukulele.
Got me listening to Sade hits.
Like it almost like I can't catch the beat because it's like do do do. Like what? Like why is that happening? And then why is the kick drum so huge? Why'd you pick that sample? Like you have to think everything that you do in production has to be for a reason. That's just how you make records. You have to know why you're doing it. Why do I want this big fucking epic kick hitting on a song that's so chill? Like what's the vibe you're trying to go for? If you're trying to go for chill, then you need to chill out that kick drum like 1,000%, right? It needs to be like do 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 you know, just little round, you know, go through Splice, go through your sample library, find a really round kick, not a huge kick with reverb all in it, a stompy kick. As far as the vocals go, they're just not like actually a part of the track at all. They're just like it's somewhere else.
You let me go where no man's gone before. You show me these places.
Right? Like strip it back, go back to the ukulele and your vocal and rethink your drums and rethink everything else. And start thinking about like, what would the drums go? Doom, boom, doom, boom, boom, you know, like what is your drum beat gonna do? What is the rhythm? What with the ukulele? And then you need to fit that pocket with a drum. So you let me go to places. I've been never. You know, you need to find a melody, a rhythm, a pocket underneath your vocal that fits with everything. I feel like you just added stuff. You're like, here's a ukulele. I'm going to sing to that ukulele, but then I'm just going to add a bunch of other stuff because I want it to be a record. I need to produce this. No, you don't. Sometimes it could just be a ukulele and your vocal. And dry your vocal up and don't put so much reverb on it. And now you got a cool song, right? And then you write the song and then you maybe go find a producer that you'd want to work with or that could help you produce a song, co-produce it with someone, right? So those are my notes for this. I do not want to get any deeper with this one because it's not going to help you. You're at a stage right now where you really got to figure out how things work together and start learning some basic production stuff. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming through. This is the Radium Roundtable. I'm going to do one a week for you guys only. And you can see I got through every single track. Not a bunch of people saying, hey, play mine next, play mine next. So that's kind of the opportunity that you have as a Radium Roundtable member. You get to have these reviews just for you guys. And it's $5 a month. So if you're doing 4 a week, you're paying me absolutely nothing to sit here and give you feedback from a professional person. And I'm not patting myself on the back. I got the credentials to prove it. So fuck you. No, I love saying shit like that. It's so funny. But yeah, thanks for throwing through some stuff, guys. And I'm always here to help with any questions. If you guys ever need mixing, mastering, production work, stuff like that, I do offer those services. Hit me up if that's something you're really looking to kind of like step up, level up your music to the next thing. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.